What's going on, Phins fans? It is your boy Dillon, and I am back with another one. So on this show, I just got some injury updates for you, and then I got a few interviews for you as well. So go ahead and get right into it. First off, wide receiver Devontae Parker, who's been out with a quad injury, was one of the first Dolphins on the field today. He's been running, doing extra work with Clyde Christensen. He appears to be running his routes at full speed in individual drills, so that's good. Hopefully, he can get back out there for this next game and stay out there. Whatever. We don't need to get into the trade rumors and blah 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 stuff right now. Let's just stick to the important stuff. I hope he does, get better and get out there, and because he does add a different element to that receiver core that we could use. So, anyway, moving on. Laramie Tunsil, who's been in a concussion protocol, was dressed for practice today. Participated in warm-ups. He took some practice reps as well, so that's good news. He's still in the concussion protocol, but him being cleared to practice already is huge. So hopefully, by Sunday he'll be cleared to play. That is going to be a major thing. Honestly, guys, our offensive line is probably going to be one of the key factors in not just this game coming up, but the rest of the season. If we can get Tunsil back, and if, Larson and Swanson or whatever, can hold it down, then, I think we can, I think we'll be all right, and I think we'll be able to continue on and still have a really good season. So, obviously there's going to be a bit of wait and see on, in that regard, but I don't know. I don't feel terrible about it. I wish to God we still had Sitton and Kilgore in there, man, because when we had those guys, it was, the offensive line was looking nice, and I felt like we're finally going to be able to get that really explosive offense that we've been waiting for, and that I think we still do have the potential to be. But like I said, get Tunsil back out there, and I think we'll be all right. It's been, last game was just a roller coaster of mess. It started with that TJ McDonald penalty that was crap, and then we lose Tunsil, and then it's just one thing after another after that, and it got worse and worse and worse. So having him back is going to be huge. Bobby McCain was dressed for practice. He was expected to miss a few weeks, but he was back out there. He was working on the side with a trainer. Torrey McTyre's been in his place for the time being. Andre Branch was warming up at practice. He was also expected to miss a few weeks, and Charles Harris has taken an increase in reps with him out. But it looks like those guys are getting healthier. They're out there, doing some work at practice. So hopefully, sooner rather than later. And look here, man, I don't have no problems with our defense, and I think they're only going to continue to get better. We'll get McCain back. We'll get Branch back. Cameron Wake will eventually, get back to where he needs to be and be out there, and even without those guys, our defense has been doing, pretty solid, at least for the entire season. So, like I said, I don't really have any huge issue with our defense. It's just our offense, and it really boils down to that offensive line. But anyway, moving on. So tight end AJ Derby with a foot. He's been out. He's returned to practice. Nick O'Leary was obviously promoted to help out this past week from the practice squad. But AJ Derby's back to practice, so hopefully he'll be ready to go here soon. Cam Wake was not spotted. Don't really know as of yet, when he'll be back. Robert Quinn was not there. Gase says in his interview, which you'll see in a bit, they gave him a veteran rest day, which they've been trying to do, like they do with, Amendola and Gore and stuff like that. But since there were so many injuries, and whatever, that they were having a hard time the past couple weeks of doing that. So that's nothing to be worried about. He's okay. He's fine. They were just giving him a rest day. TJ McDonald was not spotted at practice either, but I don't think that was anything. Gase didn't say anything about it. Nobody really asked about it that I can recall. But anyway, so but overall it's looking pretty good. Guys are getting healthier, so we should be, having some people return. It'll be good to have those defensive guys back, but more importantly, I think having AJ Derby and Laramie Tunsil especially, and Devontae Parker, getting those offensive guys, because they need to get this offense clicking, man. If the offense can start clicking, and if the offensive line can do their job and open up some run lanes and protect Tannehill, I think that we will be fine. I think it will be perfectly fine. Also, too, one more thing, FSU wide receiver Travis Rudolph, who was just signed to the practice squad, got hurt at practice, so that sucks. You just get signed to a team's practice squad and then you get hurt. I don't know too much about that injury at the moment, but there is that. So, anyway, with that said, guys, that's going to be the end of it from my end for now. I'll get you more injury information and stuff tomorrow and the day after and whatnot. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously, moving into the game. Obviously, Saturday, I'll do my preview against our game against the Browns, which is at Hard Rock Stadium. It's back at home. Honestly, I mean, this is definitely a game that is winnable. Khalil Mack's going to be fun to go against, but, we'll see how that goes. I mean, if we get Tunsil back, and if we can get AJ Derby back, I think we'll have improved chances against him and against that defense. And obviously, I still got to do some more film study and stuff on them, so I'll give you a more in-depth evaluation of them and their team and so on and so forth. But there's definitely going to be opportunities, and it's definitely a game that we can and should be able to win. Like I said, I'm going to end up saying it probably a million more times. It's really going to come down to the ability of this offensive line as usual. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to get alerts of my videos, hit the bell. Make sure you leave your questions, comments, concerns. Share it with your friends and family. Hit the like button. Follow me on Twitter. It's at Dillon Tartaro. The Twitter handle, my Twitter handle, is on my end screen. If you want to, make sure you got the spelling right and stuff like that. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. And I hope you guys enjoyed the interviews. With that said, I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.
We just plan on protecting this home field advantage. And just going out there and going to the next one.
The Chicago team, they've been putting up points, but at the same time, they give up some points, man. Is that what you see in this type of matchup?
Oh, man. Hey, we just out there playing our football, just being explosive on offense, being fast. And our defense been doing a great job all season, I feel like. So, we go out there and just match what our defense giving us. I'm pretty sure we'll come out with a victory.
Is that the most important part of it, is to play complementary football?
Definitely. Just feed off each other, man. And once you got, one side doing good and the next side doing good, you start getting a good football team.
Hey, their secondary is full of young guys. They got highly drafted guys, but they're young back there. What is their strength in the secondary?
It doesn't really matter. We just out here playing Miami football. It doesn't matter what anybody brings to the table, man. I feel like our room is pretty good, and we continue doing what we're doing over here. We'll be okay.
Albert, how excited is Devontae to get back out there?
Oh man, it's football. That's what he loves to do, and when he doesn't get a chance to do it, it's kind of a bummer on his side. But it's very exciting when he do get a chance to get out there.
Have you kind of talked to him with the spirits throughout the course of the last?
Oh man, we don't have to do no spirit lifting. He's in a good place. He know it comes with the game. And we're just waiting for him to get back.
Yeah, I'm constantly learning, constantly getting better, and it's working out in my favor. So I just got to stay the course, lean on my older guys when I have to, and I just do my job. And, all the sacks and tackles, all that stuff is going to come to me. So.
Now, I know you're going to be on the bench when he's out there, but you're going to sneak a peek at Khalil Mack when he's out there on defense.
Oh yeah. I'm a fan of guys that play the game well. We play the game the right way. So when I get a chance, I'm definitely see it. So I hope you don't have too much success against us, if any. But it's definitely be exciting.
I know it's just 5 games, regular season games in your career, but do you find yourself even a little bit reacting more than thinking?
It's a little bit of both. It's a lot of football I haven't seen yet, so I have to go out there and just react to it or just kind of just follow my rules to it. But for the most part, I try to prepare myself before the game, so I actually seen it at least. So when I go out there, it's not as new to me. So that's how it is.
Raekwon had a very solid game Sunday, too, with you young guys playing well. What are your thoughts about the direction of this defense?
We're definitely going in the right direction. We have a lot to improve on, but overall, we definitely move in the right direction. It's exciting just to see, all of us making plays and playing well as a defense. So just got to constantly improve, and the rest will handle itself.
And the Ohio State influence, not to be overlooked?
It's definitely not to be overlooked. You know what they say there. We're developed there, so it's all good.
Players like this, a few times a year. There's a few elite pass rushers in this league, and he's one of them. So you have to be aware of where he is. If you don't control him, you don't do a good job of having a plan of attack, then he can wreck a game. So definitely a guy that we want to have in mind where he's at all times.
Brian, what do you see as the overall challenge for you guys this week against this team? I mean, number 1 against the run, also top 10 against the pass. Just kind of how does it all seem to you?
Yeah, they're a good defense all the way around. They're playing good football. I think it all starts with their front. They're doing a really good job up front of getting after the quarterback in the pass game and playing around the line of scrimmage in the run game. So I think it all starts there. Then I think their secondary does a good job of playing off of that, being aggressive, and making plays on the football. So all the way around, it's a good football team, good front, and a good defense. And we're going to have to do a good job of executing. That's what it comes down to, is executing. Every man's going to have to win their one-on-ones and execute. And if we do that, then we'll be in good shape.
How much better do you feel like you have to play than you have the last couple of weeks, Ryan?
Well, you have to play better. You have to take care of the football. That's what it comes down to, is really just eliminating the turnovers. Those turnovers we had at the end of the game, that I had at the end of the game last week, really hurt us. So you eliminate those, and we'll be in good shape.
When you're chalking that up to bad decisions that you would like to have back, or how would you describe?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a decision, right? Everything you do is a decision. So, yeah, the first one, obviously, bad decision. The second one, probably a bit too aggressive, moving up in the pocket like that. 3rd and 20, probably should have just ran it and moved on and punted and moved on to the next play.
And
so,
in your mind, easily correctable?
Yeah, no question. It's something we talked through, and we're going to continue to work in practice of putting ourselves in those situations and having the right reaction when you get in those situations again.
Is that anti-intuitive to all right, give up this play, there's a next play to just not try to be too aggressive?
I think at certain times it's hard, obviously, right? You want to stay on the attack. You want to be the aggressor in the situation, especially at the end of the game, like we had there. Kind of a 3-minute drive type situation where you want to stay in the attack and go win the thing. So it is kind of anti-intuitive to be able to come off the gas and have a bigger picture mentality. So that's something obviously that I have to work on and we'll get better at as we move forward.
How do you deal with a game like that, the Cincinnati game? Coming off of that, I'm sure you were very upset with how things ended for you individually. What is it about you that you're able to move forward quickly?
Football is a 1 week at a time thing. Whether it's a good game or a bad game, you can't hang on to what happened last week. Every week it resets. Have to learn from what you did right, what you did wrong, and move on and improve. So nothing really changes as far as that goes. Just put it behind you. Obviously it hurts, but put it behind you and get ready for the next one.
How much do you and Gates talk about that, being aggressive versus being conservative with how you play?
It's a constant, battle. Whether what the situation is, how the game's going. There's a lot of different things that factor into that. So it's not one answer is going to be right for all situations throughout a game. So you just have to be smart and know where you're at within the game, and find the right time to be aggressive, take a shot, and if it's not the right time, then move on and move on to the next down.
Where would you like the lane? Would it be in the middle or closer to one way or the other?
think I like to lean aggressively, and that's probably what got me in some trouble last week, obviously. So just need to kind of take it back a step, take a deep breath, and really just have a bigger picture mentality in that situation.
Ryan, the offense the last 2 weeks has scored 1 touchdown each game.
Mm-hmm.
What has to change to raise that number per game?
Yeah, just execution. That's what it comes down to, execution. I think we have to eliminate penalties and take care of the football. You know, those two things will put us in the right situation. I think early on last week for 2.5, 3 quarters, we did a good job of executing the run game, being third and manageable, converting on third downs. Had some opportunities on third downs that we didn't convert, and we should have. So just comes down to execution. If we stay ahead of the chains and we don't put ourselves in 2nd and 20 and 3rd and 17s, then we're going to be in good shape. So like I said, take care of the football, eliminate the dumb penalties, and we'll be in good shape.
Does it boggle your mind? Because I looked at that game, and for 3 quarters, you guys looked like you were playing well. But there was still only 1 touchdown. It looked good, but it didn't produce good. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, we just got to finish drives. That's what it comes down to. I feel like at certain points, whether it was a 3rd down we should have converted or we were moving the ball well and then had a penalty, just have to be able to sustain those drives and get the ball in the end zone.
When you're facing a player like Mac, where's the line between being aware of him but not letting him get in your head too much and change what you guys want to do?
Yeah, I think it's all goes into the plan. As far as how we build this game plan, how we go into the game of a plan of attack, and then once you're in the game, you just have to go play. It's a matter of preparing, being aware, but then once you're playing, you just have to go play.
Ryan, is it also for you to adjust to your line because there are different pieces now? Guys are getting hurt, different guys are in there. Is that for you to adjust also?
Yeah, no question. Obviously, whenever guys go down, we have to adjust a few things. So I think everybody, not just me, but I think the entire offense, especially Coach Gase, have to adjust the way we do things. So it's a battle, but it's part of playing the game. We're going to have guys go down, whether it's a receiver or O-lineman. Adjustments are always a part of that. So we have to respond better than anybody and adjust better than anybody. So that's what we're going to do.
You had some success last week with dump downs, I guess, to Drake in the passing game. How do you see that element of the offense evolving?
Well, Drake's a weapon for us, out of the backfield, whether it's splitting him out on the outside or having him release from the backfield. He's explosive. He has good hands. He has good feel for things. So he's definitely going to be someone who we want to get the ball to in those types of situations. If we can't get the ball downfield, if number one's not there down the field, then we feel good about getting the ball in his hands and letting him create. I think it was a 3rd and 19 that he ended up getting on a 1st down on unbelievable, had a huge chip block, and then I don't know how many guys he made miss on his way to the 1st down. So that was just a small example of what he can do in the pass game. So, yeah, I think the more touches he gets in those type of situations, the better we're going to be.
Saw that you and your wife announced you had your Stella. How has that experience been?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. She's home now, all doing well, so settling in nicely to a family of 4.
Allowing you to sleep a little bit?
Yeah, no question. Yeah, thankfully my wife's taking care of that.
If I can follow up, I see a smile on your face. Is it, and parents always say this, no matter how rough the day is going at work, when you go home and you see their smiles, it changes everything, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It's nice. Obviously put a lot of time and effort and energy into what I do here in this building, but whether it's a good or bad, I go home, my little guy runs up to me, Daddy, Daddy. It's definitely warms your heart and puts a smile on your face and puts things in perspective.
How do you still feel about the new baby, Dillon?
Oh, he's doing good. He's doing good. Yeah, he's handling it better than I thought he would. I thought he'd be a little more jealous and maybe a little mean to her, but he's doing great. He's been really sweet to her and helping us out. So it's been a good adjustment so far.
Let me ask this about football for 1 second here. Adam said to us last couple days ago, Coach, he and his staff are working like 110 hours a week. These guys work too many hours.
You have to ask him if it's too many. I know they work crazy hours, and I'm constantly trying to get him to go home and sleep some. But that's something that he's always going to do what he feels like the job requires. If he can work a little harder and put a little more, then he's going to do it. So something I respect about him, that he's going to constantly drive to find ways to get better, push himself, push this offense, push this team. So you have to respect that about him, and I think we're better for it.
Very good.
working on getting his body right inside.
We didn't see Robert Quinn out there?
Yeah, we gave him it's more of like a vet day for him. We've been meaning to do this the last couple of weeks, but we've had so many injuries in that room that we haven't been able to do it.
Laramie Tuttle was back practicing today?
Yeah, he's still in the protocol. He's going through the steps.
After this practice, is it just how he responds to the return?
I don't ask all those questions. I just whatever they tell me.
You said the other day you really can't slow down Khalil Mack. Well, I mean, what? If you could, how difficult is it to just?
It's hard. It's hard because he does a really good job of, he gets double teamed a lot, and when you do that to good players, they're going to figure out a way to work around it, whether it be somebody setting a pick for him and then now all of a sudden he ends up on the guard, through a stunt, where they align him. I mean, they're going to find ways to try to get him one-on-ones, and then he's going to adjust. I mean, he's a smart player. He's been around for a minute, so he's seen it all. And so there's not a whole bunch of new things you can throw at him. So you know that when he starts moving around, you just have to have a good plan.
Did Cameron Wake play through the knee injury against New England? Is it the same issue?
I don't. That's hard for me to say. I don't know. I don't remember.
How does Devontae Parker look?
He felt good today, so we're just trying to progress him to where we don't have any setbacks. But the fact that he's saying he's feeling as good as he does, that's a good sign for us.
Adam, how can you help Ryan with his decision-making when he's under pressure?
I thought we were good the first 3 weeks. I think he had some good touchdown passes when he had pressure. I mean, I think his rating was up there pretty good before these last couple games, and we just had a couple of bad choices. This last game especially. So, this is one of those things where it's hard to explain, and then we go back to work and we work on, collapsing the pocket and moving around and getting the ball to your check down and, all those little things that sometimes you might take for granted that you do during training camp and OTAs and stuff, and you've seen them doing games, and you start working on other things, and sometimes it's one of those deals where you just got to keep working on the same stuff.
How much is on him, and how much can play calling help with that?
I mean, you always feel like there's a better play to call. The hardest thing is I really can't run across the sideline and ask them what they're going to be in. So, I mean, I'd love to be able to do that. But sometimes, defenses get in some stuff where we think we're going to be good protection-wise, and then we get thinned out, and it's not ideal.
Adam, when you look at things that I'm asking about penalties, and when you look at how often they've extended drives for the opponent and put you guys in tough spots, how big an issue has that been so far?
It wasn't an issue the last 2 games, and that's probably why we've had the results we've had. So, we had, a decent first half, on one side, on the offensive side. We had those ones on special teams first half, and then it flipped, and they all came on offense. And that's going to put you at 2nd and 20, 1st and 20, 2nd and 15. It's just not ideal down in distance because you're going to end up in 3rd and long, which you don't want. We got kind of in a situation where we were getting those penalties, and then we didn't really want to throw it. We couldn't push the ball down the field because we weren't holding up in protection. So we really put ourselves in a bad situation by having those, and we need to get back to the formula of what we had those first 3 games.
And we saw Travis Rudolph join the practice squad, and he also, I think he got hurt during practice.
I mean, I'm not sure yet, but I mean, I just know it. I saw it. It didn't look good, so I'll find out more when I get back in.
Adam, how do you look back in your 1 year with the Bears?
I thought it was good. It was a good learning experience for me because, Coach Fox going there, and I want to say I was maybe like the 3rd or 4th person to get hired. So I was able to watch him go through all the steps. I mean, from hiring trainer, strength staff. I mean, it was a full changeover. So being able to see that, because I didn't get to see that at Denver, there were so many of us that stayed. When he joined up, he kept 7 of us on the offensive staff. Nobody else moved around in the building. There's just some coaching changes. That was about it. And going to Chicago, I was able to see him go through all the steps of hiring everybody. And I thought that was good for me, leading up to this. So at least I had seen both ends of the spectrum of kind of how that worked out.
Are there any left there from your time then?
On the staff? I mean, the defensive staff. I don't think anybody on offense. So.
Adam, in 2016, your team did better when there was less Tannehill and more of something else. And that year it was running the ball. Good job. Can you find a similar recipe this year? Or are you going to ride and die with Ryan?
Yeah, I thought we were pretty balanced this last game until we missed that 3rd and 1, and it just all went downhill from there. We lose Laramie. We tried to run the ball a couple of snaps just to try to get it going, and they did a good job of stopping us. And then now we're down by 10, and that's when the numbers are going to get skewed. Anytime that you get down and there's time left and you're going to have multiple series, it's going to get out of whack.
As you start the week now for Chicago, are you set as far as what you're going to do with the offensive line?
I don't know.
Laramie's out.
Oh, I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, we have a good idea of how we would handle things if he doesn't play or if he does play.
What have you seen from, I guess, Stirrup in action? We haven't seen him this year.
He's always done a good job in practice. I know the defensive line always talks about how long he is and how hard he is to get around. And I mean, William Hayes has said it since the first day he's got here. He said when that guy punches you, you feel it. He goes, he's got a strong punch, and we were able to play him last year at the end of the year, which was good. So we've actually seen him in game action, and we just keep trying to help him get better.
Adam, a lot of players after the game have a tradition of trading jerseys with each other. Does that ruffle your feathers? Do you mind about that, especially after a loss?
I don't know. I don't care. It's so irrelevant to us winning a football game. I don't care about all that stuff. They can do whatever they want. I don't care.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the interviews. I hope you enjoyed the show. And as always, if you did, please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, post on Facebook, whatever. Hit the like button, and definitely leave me some comments, questions, concerns, anything you'd like to see or hear in the videos, stuff like that. So definitely let me know. And of course, the most important thing is subscribe. So with that said, I'll see you guys soon, and fins up.